Welcome back to Beer, Wine, and Shine. I was sitting over there watching the old boob tube, and I was thinking, man, I'd kind of like to have me a drink. So then I thought maybe I would go over there and grab something off the shelf. You know, some commercial whiskey. I got plenty of it. Then I had me a little drink. And I was like, maybe I should have me something that I made. And that got me thinking a little more. I've got that silo corn that I haven't mixed yet. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to blend that silo corn, and then I'm going to have me a drink with it. Whew. I had to find this stuff first. I'm not going to lie. I got whiskey every damn where. You have to excuse the smoke. I need a damn cigarette. I normally don't do that on camera, but screw it. So this was jar 16. It was cloudy. I got it right on there. Cloudy. If I remember right, it was the last 2 jars. And then we got jar 1, jar 2. Alright. We're gonna do it this way. Alright. I think we're gonna, they say we're supposed to start off in the middle. So I got 15 jars. I'm not even gonna mess with those. Those are cloudy. So half of 15 is jar 7. This is jar 1. I already threw my 4 shots out. This is that silo corn. Been sitting in these jars a month. Now, the way I like to do this, if this is your first time watching me do this, I've only done this one other time on camera, is I got this little thingamabobber here. It's a milliliter deal. It goes to 20. I put 5 milliliters in there. And then I cut it by half with water. 5 more milliliters. That's a 50-50. Now the reason that you do that is because if this is 140 proof, 120 proof, you know, that might blow out your palate pretty quick. Also, you're going to be able to taste the flavor better at a lower proof. Okay? Now I'm trying to remember. What did I think about this originally? It had definitely a malted, sour taste and smell. My friend said that it tasted buttery right off the still, but that went away. I never got that. And she also, I'm really hoping that this didn't change too much. It smells pretty good. Now I don't do the whole paper towel and let it breathe thing. I have done it in the past, but you know, I really didn't see too much of any difference really. It takes a lot of time. A little small batch like this wouldn't take very long, but a bigger batch takes time. But main reason is because, you know, I don't have time. When I run I have one day off. I run my still, and then that's it. And the next day is making sure that everything's clean and I'm back to work. Um, so right off the bat, it's not burning the nose. It's got a good grain flavor. I've got a couple off the shelf whiskeys that are white liquors that have just a grain bomb flavor to them, and I really, really enjoy that. Not everybody likes the grainy flavor, but I really, really do. Okay, anyway. So yeah, I really like that grain bomb. I can smell the corn. It has lost some of the musky malted flavor. However, it's not a full on grain bomb, but it's there. And that's quite enjoyable. That is quite enjoyable. Um, you know what? I think this is turning out. I hate to say it too soon, but this I think is turning out to be probably my best and my favorite grain whiskey that I've produced to date. Of course, I've come a long way in my distilling. Um, my favorite so far has been the blueberry brandy that I made. That's my favorite brandy. This is okay. So this is jar one. Man, it almost has a berry flavor to it or smell, but I don't. I think that's just my mind playing tricks on me. It's a little bit more on the nose. If I breathe too hard, it'll burn the nose just a little. And also, you're supposed to open your mouth when you smell. You're supposed to open your mouth and kind of take it in through your mouth and your nose. That gives it kind of, I guess it gives it kind of a more of an air mixture. I don't know, but it definitely helps. I can't find anything wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. There ain't nothing wrong with that at all. This is jar 15. So I tested jar 7, I tested jar 1. I didn't get any kind of harshness really on any. Very, very, very lightly on the nose. It was a little bit if I breathed sucked in too much. But on the palate, that was smooth as silk. And I didn't write down the proof on these. Why did I not write down the proof? What did I start out at? Do you remember? 100 and... Did I hit my 140 mark off the start? Did I put in my water? Yeah. I don't remember. Why did I not write that down? That was kind of dumb. This was 100 proof. Jar 15 is 100 proof. Because jar 16 was cloudy. It's got a little bit of that wet dog, but it's more of a grain flavor, but not. So these were like, the grain flavor I'm talking about is like if you stuck your head in a barrel of grain, or if you poured grain into a barrel and let the dust come back up. This is more like wet grain. Okay, does that make sense? I don't know. I wish I'm no Jesse. Let's just put it that way. On the palate, though, I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just not what these are. And really, I don't see anything real wrong with it. I'd probably drink it. But I like this other stuff so well that I'm afraid to put that in there and mess it up. Because I had a whiskey that I made, and somebody told me that a little bit of dog in there, a little tiny bit of tails mixed in with the whole thing, you ain't even gonna taste it. I tasted it. It ruined the whole batch. Matter of fact, I ended up making liqueurs out of it, I think. It was a sugar wash anyway, so it wasn't like anything great, but now this is distilled water. I always do this with distilled water because distilled water has no minerals or anything like that in it that's going to throw your taste off. I brew with my tap water, but I mix with distilled. Of course, if this is 100 proof, this is probably like 110. I'm gonna give that one just one more shot. That one might be the money jar. Because I was actually gonna keep 15, but then 14 wasn't any different. I'm really hoping 13 is the money jar. I think so. It's got a little bit of that. It's got just a little tiny bit, but there is a big difference between these two jars. Jar 12, I think, would be completely gone. This has maybe, I mean, just a hint. So, of the Tailsy Wet Dog. And even so, I think these are actually drinkable. They're not bad. I just don't want to mix them in here and mess this up. So I got 13 half pints. That's 6.5 pints. 6.5 pints is what is that? 3 quarts? Is that 3 quarts? No way. 12 half pints is 6 pints. 6 pints is 3 quarts. 3 quarts is 3/4 of a gallon. I got 3/4 of a gallon plus a half pint. Well, how you like them apples? I'll be right back. Okay. So this is another reason why I really try to aim for about 140 right off the bat. Okay. When I'm distilling. First runnings off the still, after my 4 shots and heads, my first keep jar, I want it to be right about 140. Because if it's 140 proof and you stop at 100 proof, you mix all those and you keep everything, then your final product will be 100 proof or 120 proof, which is where I like to drink it. I like a little kick. If you start off at 160, you know, you gotta go down to like 80 to get 120, and of course I've just never been able to do that. I've talked plenty about it, but for some reason when I start off that high, I start getting into them tails way too early. Does my math suck or what? Because, well, no. I said, what did I say? I said I was going to have 3/4 of a gallon. So what did I do? What did I do? I grabbed a half-gallon mason jar to do my mixing. I'm not very smart. I need a gallon jug to mix 3/4 of a gallon, not a half gallon. I swear I'm a genius. Don't tell nobody. I'm gonna ruin my reputation. I sure hope that jar was clean. I didn't look at it very well. It was over there on my shelf, so should have been clean, but you never know. I've been known to stick jars over there that weren't like fermentation dirty or anything, just wasn't you know, fresh off the press clean or anything. Alright. I'm just gonna put my hand over it this time. Let's get a little something here. That's not bad. It's a little bit more prickly on the tongue. I might proof this down. It tasted better at the lower proof. Let's see what we got here. I might take it down to 100. It's not going to be aged or anything. If it was going to be aged, I would definitely leave it at the 120, but well, I am at 130. So yeah, this can come down a little bit. This can come down just a little bit. Whoops. I'm not going to use my formula this time. I don't feel like messing with it. We'll just add a little water and mix her up just a little bit. See what we end up with here. I think I'm going to do that one more time. It's about 118. Ooh, I see oil, a lot of oil floating around in there. A little cloudy. But it's because it goes cloudy right away doesn't mean there's tails in it. It just means that there's a lot of oxygen. Those oils dissipated. It was just the oil from the and even as I tilt it here, the bottom's clear but the top is cloudy, and you can clearly see that those are just air bubbles. $112. I think that's where I'm probably going to leave it. Ooh, that tasted good. That tasted good. Yeah. I like that. That's got just enough of that grain flavor. It's got just a little bit of a burn on the lips, on the old lips. Other than that, I mean, all in all, that's I like that. So, if you haven't tried any silo corn, or if you can't get a hold of anybody that's got actual corn in an actual silo, you can sour the corn by putting it in a bucket and putting about 2 inches of water on top of it. The grain will soak up some water, but you leave it about 2 inches below the surface, 2 to 3 inches below the surface of the water for a week or two. that will start to ferment and turn sour. Um, a lot of people do it with corn and other kinds of grains, and a lot of people do it for feeding their chickens and feeding their livestock. So if you can't find it, there's plenty of videos on YouTube on how to do it. But most of them are doing it for feeding their chickens. So just type in fermenting corn chicken feed, something like that. You'll find videos. But it's the same exact thing. We just do it and then we, mash in with it, make whiskey out of it. They're just feeding it to their chickens. But it's the same exact thing, same exact process. That happens in about 2 weeks. This corn was in a silo. I'm not sure how long it was in there, but I'm pretty sure it was in there for a full season cycle change. So I'm pretty sure that it was in there for at least a summer and winter. I'm pretty sure. So now if it had been in the silo for a couple years, it may even be better. I don't know. But it is pretty good. I like it. I got more of it. I think I'll be experimenting with this stuff a lot more. This also has wheat in it, and I think the wheat has smoothed it out. And it may be contributing to the grain flavor of it, but I do wish it would have retained that malty, musky, soury taste it had when it first come off the still. That doesn't seem to be the prominent flavor anymore. So, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time on Beer, Wine, and Shine. Cheers.